Lions struggle with the Bears behind Jared Goff's 3 interceptions before the Lions do escape with a win here. And we saw Dan Campbell. He was like, watch out for these guys. He had a lot of respect in these pregame press conferences. And of course, coaches in the NFL, they're going to respect any type of competition that they go up against. And we saw that this was one of those cases in the NFL on an any given Sunday. And even go and look at some of the takeaways from reporters on this game. They were looking forward to Thanksgiving already because they thought this was going to be a surefire loss. And knowing that the Bears had a 98.8% chance to win this football game at one point before the Detroit Lions come in and steal it from him. Again, Jared Goff throwing 3 interceptions. The first one, he was off, just pressure in his face. And of course, we see Sam Laporta collide with the defender while running his route. So that caused an interception there for Detroit. The second and third interceptions really were just awful, inexcusable throws from Jared Goff. But I guess he was due for a game like this. A guy that doesn't fumble the ball much, a guy that definitely makes good decisions, good completion percentage, doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. You could tell the Bears were in their bag defensively in this game. Matt Eberflus doing whatever he could to win this football game. Of course, they do still come up short. And then even to know that Jared Goff damn near threw another interception, which could have been a pick six, and then just a duck, I think it was on third down, that fell at the feet of the defender. So Jared Goff, 2 dropped interceptions, 3 complete interceptions in this game. You have them fumbling on the kickoff as well. I mean, every possible thing that could have not went the Lions' way felt like it happened in this game. And against the Chicago Bears, out of all teams, the week of Thanksgiving, right before you play on Thanksgiving and you're at home. They gave the Bears at one point, again, a 98.8% chance to win this football game. So the Lions had a 99% chance. We'll just go ahead and say it. The Lions had a 99% chance to go on and lose this football game. And Jared Goff was 4 for 9, 34 yards, 2 interceptions before he leads that 2-minute drill at the end of the first half for the touchdown. And that kind of felt like the turning point for Detroit in this game. Justin Fields had his first game back, which was huge. We know he missed the last month, or I believe 4 weeks, with the injured thumb. I thought he played very aware in this game and made some great plays. We saw some RPOs. We saw some play action, some rollout passes that OC Luke Getsy, who had really been under a lot of scrutiny, was trying to employ into the game for Justin Fields. And even when Tyson Bagent came in, the media was like, what the hell do you mean the offense isn't going to change with Tyson Bagent versus Justin Fields? And clearly it did, because we saw a lot of those similar play styles come back towards Justin Fields in this game, in his first game back. You see first drive, leads them 75 yards down the field for the touchdown drive to open it up. Nice 4th and 2 conversion again from Justin Fields to DJ Moore early on. He had a touchdown pass to DJ Moore in the third quarter on the 2nd and 20. You guys, especially Bears fans, if you watch the game, or if anybody watched the game, you know exactly what play I'm talking about. 2nd and 20 in the third quarter, the touchdown pass from Justin Fields to DJ Moore. He steps up in the pocket. Looks like he's going to threaten a run before he just stands pat, throws a bomb to DJ Moore, and it was a very nice play and one of the better throws from Justin Fields in his career. Now, he did miss the big throw to Scott, which really could have changed this game. There was 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go. Deep shot, receiver lays out, just misses the throw. So Justin Fields is going to start getting those back into his arsenal for sure, but it was his first game back from the injury. Nonetheless, though, he had his 3rd straight 100-yard rushing game against the Detroit Lions. And here's the crazy thing to know how the Bears fared in this game defensively with the turnovers and everything that were, kind of going in their favor. NFL teams who had a +3 turnover margin and held the ball for more than 40 minutes were 48-0 since 1932 coming into the game with the Lions and the Bears. The Bears were the first loss. Also, teams with more than 40 minutes of time of possession, not including the +3 turnover margin, teams with more than 40 minutes of time of possession since 2000 had a record of 105-10 in non-overtime games. But the Chicago Bears went on to lose that game. And you just see as the game went on, the defense bent, it broke, and really letting Detroit have whatever, whenever they wanted on the field to go down and win this football game. They kicked the field goal in the fourth quarter. We see that a couple of times. And, some of that play calling is kind of getting called into question. They are getting scrutinized on why would you kick those fourth quarter, field goals, knowing that the Lions do have that type of offense. And yes, they were up in the game, knowing that the Lions were down 26-14 before putting up 17 unanswered. Of course, a couple from the safety there. But the Bears just have to make better decisions late in games, especially when it comes down to, what should have been a signature win for Matt Eberflus in his time as a Bear, and especially on the season. You see, after the 14-play drive that ate up almost 9 minutes off the clock in the fourth quarter, and they're down 26-14. This is talking about the perspective the Lions were looking at here in the game. They're down 26-14. They just let up a 14-play drive that ate up 9 minutes on the clock. There's 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go. They score 17 unanswered points to just take it home. And that really says everything about Detroit. You had the bomb from Goff to Williams. And then you also had that was the first touchdown as the comeback started to mount. David Montgomery had a hell of a game. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a hell of a game. David Montgomery pounding the football to score on the second touchdown was in that comeback. That comeback bid right there in the fourth quarter. Of course, they do pull it off and win the game. And just plenty of key players stepped up in the fourth quarter. They scored 15 points in just 3 minutes and 20 seconds of total playing time in order to take this game away. And that's just at the end of the fourth quarter. There was 3:54 to go and they're down by 12 points. They said, you just wait a second. We'll put up 17 and take this game home. The Bears offense scored one touchdown and one field goal off the 4 total takeaways. They didn't score any points off the first 2 half takeaways. Instead, the Lions led at halftime 14-10. And I really thought this was a game that the Lions were going to lose, but Jared Goff got comfortable, engineered a couple of those 2-minute drill drives. It felt like, I guess, the 4-minute drill, you could say. Dan Campbell didn't let up. The defense stepped up when it had to. And overall, we saw that Detroit Lions team that is still the second best team in the NFL that beat the Kansas City Chiefs in week 1, that has continued to stay solid week in and week out. And when you have games like this, we hear the saying, you don't apologize for winning in the NFL. It's very hard to win in this league, and when you win ugly, so be it. Jared Goff, 3 picks, all pretty ugly outside of the Sam Laporta one. Drop pick 6, another drop pick for the quarterback. So I got to give my hats off to NFL. Of course, y'all know I love Justin Fields, and you guys know that Justin Fields has some work to do, especially being an Ohio State quarterback, being under the coaching that's over there in Chicago. Again, I like the guy a lot, but his surroundings are definitely going to have to become better for him.